Ngunit ang lahat ng ito ay maiiwasan. Sa unang 1,000 araw ng buhay ng bata, mula sa sinapupunan hanggang sa kanyang ikalawang kaarawan, may pagkakataon tayong isalba ang kanyang kinabukasan sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay sa kanya at sa kanyang ina ng mga pangunahing serbisyo tulad ng pagbibigay ng micronutrient at bakuna, pagpapayo tungkol sa eksklusibong pagpapasuso sa unang 6 na buwan, pagbibigay ng masustansyang pagkain simula sa ika-6 na buwan, maayos na pangangalaga at malinis at ligtas na tubig, at tamang pagpapayo sa nutrisyon at kalusugan. Kung tayong lahat ay magtutulungan, ang stunting ay maiiwasan. Bawat bata ay magkakaroon ng mas magandang kinabukasan sa isang maunlad at mapagkalingang lipunan.
Sa signal lang.
Ang sarap ng pagkain ko ngayon! Gulay sa lugaw! At sabi mo, Nay, mabuti ito para sa akin. Iba't ibang pagkain nga ang hinahanda mo para sa akin. Pakukuluan mo muna, tapos dudurugin. At ihahalo sa malapot na lugaw. Nay, bukas po, gulay ulit ha? Nay, ngayong 6 months na ako, araw-araw mo akong binibigyan ng pagkain habang patuloy ang pagpapabreastfeed mo sa akin. Pero minsan, hindi mo alam kung ano pa ang ihahanda mo sa akin. Kaya pumupunta tayo sa health center para magpaturo ng paghanda ng complementary food na pwede mong gawin. Ang dami nilang itinuro sa atin. Ang healthy ng luto nyo, Nay! Pag pumupunta kami ni Nanay sa health center, lagi ninyo kaming tinutulungan. Binibigyan ninyo ng payo si Nanay tungkol sa pagpapabreastfeed sa akin. At kung ano ang masusustansyang pagkain na kailangan ko. Salamat po sa inyo. Buti na lang po, nandyan kayo. Habang pinagbubuntis mo ako, lahat ng kailangan ko, binibigay mo. Ang iron at folic acid supplement ay para sa maayos na paglaki ko at iwas anemia mo. Mga nanay, para po sa inyo ni baby to.
Okay, so that's the adherence of the Republic Act 1148. This Republic Act is entitled the First 1,000 Days Law. So meaning to say, our government really launched a project that would help or provides enabling environment for the sustained provision of critical early child case intervention for the first 1,000 days of a child life, that is for the optimal growth and development of the child, and at the same time to prevent stunting, because after 2 years of age, stunting is irreversible already. So before the child will reach her second birthday or his second birthday, we can still do something about it, kasi we could still reverse stunting for the first 1,000 days or before the child will reach his or her second birthday. So to do that, the government really launched, but in fact, the president, the last president rather, si Rodrigo Duterte, really assigned the law, this Republic Act 11148. Okay, so because I am showing you this video because one of the objectives for this lesson is to promote and become an advocate of RA 1148. Wait lang. Okay, sorry for that, no? So, meaning to say, this is all about the first 1,000 days of life. So, I hope you can also help promote this RA 1148, or later will become also one of the advocates of this sinusulong, no? Yung ginopromote ng ating gobyerno. So that stunting in the Philippines, no, the prevalence will decrease. So when in fact they have this target of decreasing at least 15%, no, of the prevalence of this stunting at the end of 2025. Okay, so what I'm going to discuss with you now with this children topic is the celiac disease and the kwashiorkor and PKU, no? Kasi merong mga topic dito na kailangan yung maintindihan mabuti. So we will go first, no, with the PKU. Okay. So PKU is what? This is a disease that lacks an enzyme. Ano yung enzyme dito? Since meron na kayong copy, what do you call this enzyme? This is phenylalanine hydroxylase. So which individual lacks the enzyme? So the child lacks the enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase. So this is a disorder of the what? Of the what gland? What gland that produce phenylalanine hydroxylase? Can you hear me, class?
Yes po, ma'am.
What gland? It's the pancreatic gland, no? So without the enzyme necessary to process the phenylalanine, which is an amino acid. Actually, phenylalanine is an essential amino acid responsible for the synthesis of epinephrine and norepinephrine hormones. But because walang hydroxylase na na-produce ang pancreatic gland or endocrine gland pala natin, no, to be more specific, then phenylalanine become accumulated in the blood, resulted to phenylketonuria. Actually, PKU is one of the newborn screening, no? Because this is very severe, no, and very dangerous to the babies, no, if ever this will not detected, no, at early stage, because it will lead to brain damage. So ang punteriya kasi ng accumulation, no, of phenylalanine in the blood is the brain. So kaya they really included this, no, in the newborn screening. So recommended diets, we have low protein or phenylalanine free restricted diet. It doesn't mean pag low protein, low po ang phenylalanine free, no? Or low po ang phenylalanine in the blood. Kasi there are essential amino acids, no, na hindi sila in contraindication with low protein. Okay, so pwedeng magbigay tayo ng high protein provided walang phenylalanine food sources. So there are also food sources na meron siyang protein content but no content of phenylalanine. And we have a lot of protein equivalent, no, yung mga supplements, no, for phenylalanine. So na pwedeng magbigay ng protein but not specifically from phenylalanine. Okay, ang food sources ng phenylalanine, no, in PKU is presented in a form of traffic light. So we are using traffic light, no, to inform or to increase the awareness, no, of the patients or dependents of this PKU. So bakit traffic light? Because almost all people knew about traffic light, right? So pag sinabing red, meaning we have to stop. Pag sinabing yellow, we have to be ready to go. So we have to be cautious kasi baka may humahabol pa sa green light bago na stop. Mag-yellow bago mag-red, mag-yellow bago mag-green, di ba? So mean to say, we have to be ready and be cautious na hindi tayo aalis sa ating pwesto hanggat hindi mag-change ang color. So that is what we mean also with PKU food sources. So meaning to say, pag red, yung mga pagkain under the red color should not be given. I-omit lahat, prohibited, avoid, no? Or most probably i-omit talaga or delete from the diet. Pag sinabi nating amber color or yellow, no? Mean to say we have to be cautious. So meaning we have to follow the phenylalanine content per gram. So there are list of foods under yellow na meron siyang grams of phenylalanine, no? So most probably 1 gram of protein is equal to 50 milligram of phenylalanine. Okay, take note of that. 1 gram of protein is equal to 50 milligram of phenylalanine. So lahat ng green na nasa green, lahat ng foods na nasa green, pwede siyang ibigay sa PKU patient. Meron naman mga miscellaneous, no? At saka mga alternatives na pwedeng ibigay sa may PKU na patient. Okay, we will go directly there. So ito yung red, amber, and green. So ito yung mga red. So lahat nandito na pagkain bawal ibigay sa may PKU. So meat, fish, eggs, cheese, nuts and seeds, sweet products, soya, and aspartame. Aspartame is an artificial sweetener, right? But when digested or metabolized, it will yield phenylalanine. So that is why it should not be given to PKU. Although ano siya, artificial sweetener siya, pero pag metabolize na siya, it will yield phenylalanine. Okay, ang amber naman, ito yung sabi ko na cautious, no? Basically sa foods with 50 milligram PHA per exchange. So paano siya gagamitin? Okay, 80 grams daw of potatoes boiled and mashed, meron siyang 50 milligram phenylalanine. So meaning 80 grams of this potato boiled and mashed, we could get 1 gram of protein or 50 milligram of phenylalanine. So kung 40 grams lang ibigay natin, meaning makuha lang natin is 0.5 grams of protein and 25 milligram of phenylalanine. Gets? So I will show you an example. Okay, yung sample dito na meal plan. Okay, fresh fruits. Pero hindi ko specify what kind of fruit. But in your laboratory, you have to specify what kind of fruit. So saan kayo kukuha ng reference or fruit na kailangan o pwedeng ilagay dyan? We will go to the green or Go Foods, no? So these are the fruits. Yung wala dito, wag niyong isali. So choose only fruits that are listed here. So pwede tayong magbigay ng apple ba or strawberry ba in the morning. Okay? So tingnan natin kung anong pwedeng ilagay dito kasi ang nilagay ko na diet here is oatmeal. Diba? Usually ang halo talaga sa oatmeal is strawberry, no? And a little of sugar. So bakit sugar, ma'am? Kasi hindi siya pwede ng milk. Okay, 10 mg. I-count natin kung ilan ang grams and phenylalanine content ng breakfast na to. So oatmeal, 10 grams. So saan nyo makukuha ngayon? Pupunta kayo sa amber color. Kung ilang grams ng protein meron ang oatmeal na 10 grams. So 10 grams of oatmeal is equal to 1 gram of protein, 50 milligram of phenylalanine. So ang breakfast na to is consists of 1 gram protein and 50 milligram of phenylalanine, PHE. And of course, wala siyang grams of protein from strawberry, no? Kasi free food siya or Go Foods, no? You can give this within the requirement of the child. What do you mean by within the requirement? Within the TER of the child. Okay, the second or the AM snack. Ang AM snack na binigay ko, sweet potato boiled 30 grams and butter and pure fruit juice. So yung pure fruit juice, pipili ka doon sa Go Foods. Go or free foods or green, no? Fruits under green color. Okay? So sweet potato, tingnan natin ilang grams of protein ang meron sa 30 grams na sweet potato. At saka ilang grams of phenylalanine. Sweet potato, 30 grams. Okay, sweet potato is here, 60 grams. So 60 grams is equal to 1 gram protein and 50 milligram of phenylalanine. Since I am only using 30 grams, so therefore it contains 0.5 grams of protein and 25 grams of phenylalanine. So ang breakfast now at saka AM snack, meron na kaagad na 1.5 grams of protein and 75 milligram of phenylalanine. Okay, now for lunch, we will see the lunch. So ang lunch dito, rice, boiled, white, or brown. So ang rice niya is equal to 45 grams. Then vegetable soup. So of course, when you prepare a soup from vegetable, you have to choose also vegetables under green color. Okay, so hindi pwede na magkuha ng mga vegetable na hindi kasali doon sa green color. Kasi, class again, there are vegetables that contain 1 gram of protein already, di ba? In our food exchange list, generalize doon na isang exchange ng vegetable will give 1 gram of protein. But in this case of PKU, there are list of vegetables here under green color that only contains traces amount of protein. So that is why they consider it 0 or Go, no? Or green foods under green color. So meaning we could give it ad libitum, not actually ad libitum, but within no, the requirement, TER requirement of the client or of this girl, no? Okay, so a honey. Honey, dito ko siya kinuha sa miscellaneous. Okay, ito yung miscellaneous. Meaning you can use this, no, according to the requirement of the client because traces of protein lang ang ano nito, ang content, no? So most of it mga coming from sugar lang. So sugar kasi wala siyang protein content. So we could give this, no, to our PKU client. So kaya ang ginamit ko kanina may honey, a little white sugar, di ba? So pwede siyang ibigay. So kaya sa aking meal dito sa lunch, no? Meron siyang brown sugar, fruits in honey, no? So ang 45 grams of brown rice, ilang grams of protein and milligram of phenylalanine yan. So brown rice, 15 grams. Or white or brown rice, boiled naman nakalagay doon, so 45. So, anong dinagay ko? 20 or 45 talaga. So, meaning to say, that is another 1 gram of protein or 50 milligram of phenylalanine. Okay? So, next. Then my afternoon snack, so walang content ng protein ito. So ginamitan ko lang ng low protein biscuits kasi meron na tayong mga stores, no, na nagbibenta ng mga PKU free phenylalanine foods and free gluten foods, no. So meron na kayo, you can actually I got this from the Shopee and Lazada, no? May mga stores na tayo na nagbebenta ng mga pagkain na free of gluten and free of phenylalanine. Then marmalade is miscellaneous. Pure fruit juice is under green light or under green color that we could give, no, according to the requirement, no, from TER without protein content. So walang protein content at saka milligram of PHA ang aking mid-afternoon snack. Now in the evening, rice boiled white 20, so half of 45, that would be 0.5, no? 0.5, another 0.5 grams of protein and another 25 milligram of PHA. So all in all, at breakfast, merong 50 milligram PHA. Sa lunch ko, meron ding 50 milligram PHA. And then for supper, meron din akong 25 milligram of PHA. So therefore, I have 150 milligram of PHA the whole day. Or 1.5 grams of protein for the whole day. Now, if the requirement of the patient, no, para makuha yung target amount of phenylalanine, no, per deciliter, no, of blood, then we have to give pwedeng ano siya kasi ang target usually is 120 to 360 milligram of phenylalanine per deciliter. So more or less within this range. So pwede tayong magbigay ng 130 to 360, no? So the target is 200. It depends on the severity of the symptoms of the PKU patient or client. So merong mga cases na pwedeng magbigay ng 250 milligram per day. That is equal to 2.5 grams of protein only. Ha? So imagine ang normal is pwedeng magbigay ng 50 to 100, 150 grams of protein. But in case of PKU, nasa 1.5, nasa 2.5 grams of protein only per day. So kaya nakikita mo sa ginawa ko na meal plan, wala kang makikita na meat products, wala kang makikita na milk and dairy products dyan, no? And ang fruits and vegetable in limited list, no? Kung ano lang nakalista doon under go and amber color, ang pwede lang gamitin natin, no? For the diet of PKU. So ganun ka-restrictive at ganun din ka-limited ang kanyang food sources. Okay, so any question? Na may nag-raise ng hand kanina? Sino yon? Okay, you can raise your question now.
Hi, ma'am. Ma'am, regarding atong ano, ma'am, kay you have mentioned a while back that dun sa vegetable soup, we have gathered or have get parang mga vegetables that are not containing proteins po, ma'am, which is under the GO traffic list. And we all know naman po, ma'am, you have said a while back na in the FEL exchange list, kay we have 3-1-1, di ba yun, ma'am, na ano? So, may 1 gram protein siya sa ano, ma'am, sa vegetable. So, if ang tama po, ma'am, ang mga under dito kay nasa sa negligible amount po, ma'am. Kaya usually, ma'am, no, kay para may ingon jud nato na wala sila gram of protein. Tama po ba, ma'am?
Yeah, correct. No, kasi nakita nyo dito cabbage, celery.
Yes po.
No, these are under okra, no, parsley, radish, lahat halos lahat na nandito under negligible amount of calories. But to be safe, kung anong nakalista dito, yun na lang yung gamitin ninyo to be safe.
Noted po, ma'am. And doon sa ano, ma'am, ba doon sa evening meal ganit, ma'am, kaya di ba our rice na boiled na white po, ma'am, is 20 grams, di ba po yun, ma'am? Ano yung ano niya, ma'am?
White
Ano
is 45.
45, so 0.44 grams po yung ano natin, ma'am.
45 grams. Yung boiled, yung raw, 15 grams. So mean to say, itong 45, meron siyang 1 gram of protein or 50 milligram of PHE.
So regarding dun sa evening meal natin, ma'am, we have a total of 0.44 grams of protein, ma'am, and then 22 milligrams of
0.44 grams of
protein and
protein.
22.22 milligrams of phenylalanin. Tama po ba?
0.44 kasi 1:50 man. So 0.44 times 50.
That is 22.22, ma'am.
Oh, so that would be the phenylalanine milligram
Okay po, ma'am.
or 0.44 grams of protein. Okay? Tama yun ba ang question mo?
Yes po, ma'am. Na-clarify na po, ma'am. Thank you po, ma'am.
Okay. Other questions? None. Okay, so we have cases no, in the laboratory in which you're going to make a meal plan no, for PKU. So please use these notes here, your lecture notes, no, as your reference. Okay? So huwag muna kayo magamit ng ibang reference, saka na kayo gumamit if you are already professionals no, in making diets for PKU. So as early as now, you can just use this, no? Limited muna tayo, dito muna tayo sa basic, no? Mag-start in making the PKU diet. In the exam also, I will give the same cases in which also you're going to choose the right meal plan for PKU. So please study your notes, no? In the lecture. Okay, now we will go to celiac disease. Celiac, hindi siya masyadong complicated kasi hindi siya masyadong kino-compute. But you have to be watchful of the foods that you give, especially foods coming from barley, rye, no? And rye. So celiac disease kasi is a metabolic disorder, no? So kaya since metabolic folic disorder siya, the usual deficiency are B12 and folate deficiencies, no? Folate and B12. Diba sabi ko last prelim na folate prevents PRU, which is a maldigestion disease. So the same with celiac disease. So look at the diet that I prepared for 1,600 kcal per day. So again, fresh fruit, but in your laboratory, do not just write there fresh fruit. You have to specify the kind of fruit that you will give. Hard-boiled egg, ground lean beef with vegetable oil, rice, and milk. So fresh fruit, hindi man ito made from wheat, barley, and rye. Hard-boiled egg also, no? Not made from those three. Ground lean beef and with vegetable oil, not made from those three. Rice, you have to specify rice, no? Well, sabi mo rice, yun yung Filipino rice natin, no? And it's absolutely no content of those three. Milk also, but you have to be watchful, no, especially in choosing beverages, especially those beverages that contain gluten, no? So what are these? These are the Milo, di ba? Ano pa ba yung mga chocolate drinks na hindi natin alam na meron pala siyang content ng gluten. So be watchful with the nutrition facts and the hidden or stealth content of gluten. Especially yung mga chocolate bars. May isa kasing chocolate bars na pagkainin mo parang may granules siya. Yun pala grains, no? So isinasali doon sa melted chocolate and then frozen, no? So, yun pala, meron siyang gluten. So, be watchful with that. Ito namang puto, specify mo na steamed rice cake. So, made from rice. Hindi siya made from barley, rye, and ano yung isa? Then, fruit juice, chicken tinola, and vegetable, rice, and fresh fruits. Wala kang makikita. It's very safe from gluten or wet barley and rye. So, simple lang siya masyado tingnan, pero it completes the 1,600, no? Yellow corn and butter. So, laman yung wheat, barley, and rye. Grilled salmon, steamed vegetable with oil, rice, and fresh fruit. So, kompleto yung ating meal plan. Also, the courses of the meal pattern is correct. The amount of calories is correct. So that is how you will make a meal plan. Yung celiac disease class, hindi masyadong mahirap gawin yung diet kasi hindi siya selective, no? So you only select a few of those restrictive foods, no, like barley, oat, and rye. Barley, wheat, and rye. Okay? Naghang na naman. Okay. Now we will go to kwashiorkor. So, class, hindi ibig sabihin na ito lang yung ito lang yung gidiscuss ko sa inyo, ito lang yung dapat yung i-study. Hindi ha, you study from all the slides, no? Do not memorize all, but understand everything, okay? So, kwashiorkor. Okay, so dito ha, tandaan nyo ito kasi lalabas ito sa exam, sa laboratory. Okay, dietary management of kwashiorkor, the diet, kasi di ba sabi ko sa inyo, the dietary management is composed of diet, management, and rationality. So the diet here for kwashiorkor is high-calorie diet. The management is to increase slowly, no? Increase slowly the foods that are rich in carbohydrates like fruits, starchy vegetables, breads, and cereals. So again, the diet is high calorie, then introduce slowly or give gradually the sources of carbohydrates, no, such as fruits, starchy vegetables, breads, and cereals. Anong rationale why we have to give it gradually or sometimes ad libitum, no? So to provide enough calories, no, for the kwashiorkor patient. And ad libitum to limit potential problems associated with the change in cellular and organ function due to inadequate diet, especially the source of protein. But in the first stage kasi of kwashiorkor dietary management is we only introduce sources of calories like coming from carbohydrates and fats, no, to meet, no, the energy needs of the patient or the PKU patient. So tandaan natin ha, ang first stage na diet for kwashiorkor and management is to give only sources of carbohydrates and fats, no, to meet needs of energy or to meet the needs of energy, no, for our kwashiorkor patient. And what are those foods allowed, no, na pwedeng ibigay para ma-meet yung energy needs ng pasyente natin na merong PKU? These are, kung carbohydrates, we could give fruits, starchy vegetables, breads, and cereals. For fats naman, we could only give soya oil, or we will use soya oil when we fry the food or prepare the food of kwashiorkor patient, cottonseed oil, or oil-based substitute. So alam naman natin na mataas, no, ang calorie content ng per gram of fat. So we could give this kind of fats so that the patient can achieve his energy requirement or his goal, no, for energy. Anong reason why we have to give only this kind of fats? These are essential for protein synthesis, allows for an increase in the intake of calories. Ano naman yung dapat nating hindi ibigay or avoided? Fats or oils from animal sources. So hindi tayo pwede magbigay ng fats, no, coming from animal sources. Why? The rationale, because it is associated with excessive amounts of fat in the diet, leading to bowel and intestinal dysfunction. So if given excessive amount of these animal sources of fats, it may lead to bowel and intestinal dysfunction. Okay, so after the second stage na tayo, after na ma-met na yung energy requirement ng kwashiorkor patient, in the second stage, we can now gradually or incorporate protein in his diet. So the next diet for the second stage is high protein diet na. But the management is to introduce, no, or incorporate it to the meal of the patient. So hindi kaagad o hindi biglain ang pagbigay ng high protein, but introduce it gradually. Okay? So what are the kinds of protein we could give in the second stage, which is high protein diet? So we will give the high biological value proteins, the HBV. These are the meat, poultry, eggs, soybeans, and legumes, milk, and milk products. Okay, because these are rich in protein. In case naman na merong, kasi isa sa mga complication ng celiac disease, no, is lactose intolerance kasi masisira na yung small intestine, so hindi na makaprocess ng lactose from milk. So we need to give lactase enzyme supplements to digest milk. So tandaan, isa sa mga complication, severe complication because of the damage, especially pag hindi ma-detect kaagad ang celiac disease, it will lead to damage of the small intestine that will also complicates to lactose intolerance. So in this case, we could give lactase enzyme supplements to digest milk. So still, the patient can still consume milk provided meron siyang lactase enzyme supplements. Okay, so dalawa lang ang diet, ha? So take note of those two. Now, so after nung diet, kasi hindi pa talaga insakto yun, no? Kasi, kasi especially if the patient's degree of nutrition is severe malnutrition, no? Or severely malnourished, nasa 65 below percentage ng kanyang DON, degree of nutrition, then we still have to give another supplement, which is the RUTF, use therapeutic or ready-to-use therapeutic foods. So this ready-to-use therapeutic foods, isang packet nito, parang kumain na din yung bata ng mga pagkain na to. Imagine, isang packet lang na to, 92 grams lang per packet, no? Pwede na parang kumain na rin siya ng ganito na mga pagkain. So meaning, the nutrients that we could get or the nutrients the child could get from chicken, pwede nang makuha sa UTF. Ang nutrients na makuha sa bunch of spinach, pwede nang makuha sa UTF. So mean to say, lahat ng pagkain nito at ang kanilang content or nutrient content, pwedeng makuha sa isang packet lang na RUTF. Okay? So how we will administer, no, or how we will give RUTF to the patient with kwashiorkor. Okay. So kung ang pasyente natin, ang kanyang actual weight is nasa 5 to 6.9 kilogram, bigyan siya ng 18 packets of RUTF per week. So itong 18, i-divide ito sa 7 days, no? 7 or it depends, no, kung kailan pwede ibigay sa bata. So 18 per week, so pwede siyang 2 packs, ilan? 2 to 3 packs a week, a day, no? 18 times 7 divided by 7. 14 ang dalawa, so 40 may 4 pa. So may isang araw na pwede siyang 2 to 3, no, packs a day. Ganyan. Kung ang actual weight ng ating pasyente nasa 9.5 to 10.4, then 28 packs per week divided by 7 days, that would be the number of packet we could give per day. Right nyo? So ito siya, class, after giving the natural diet or the regular diet plus RUTF. So mean to say, ito yung tinatawag na supplement, no? Complete supplement or complementary feeding. So after giving the regular diet plus RUTF. Okay, so ano itong RUTF na to? Bakit ganito siya ka-nutritious? So an inexpensive, cheap lang siya, no? Barato lang, affordable. Mixture of ground peanuts, powdered milk, sugar, oil, and vitamins and minerals. Energy dense and highly nutritious, filled with micronutrients and antioxidants. Hindi na kailangang i-refrigerate, hindi na rin kailangang iluto. So meaning to say, very recommendable to those patients living in remote areas na they can't afford to stay in the hospital, so they can have this therapeutic medicine. Actually, UNICEF, WHO, and yung mga Doctors Without Borders, calling this RUTF as a medicine. So it can cure severe acute malnutrition and severe chronic malnutrition. Okay? So ito pala yung nagsabi, essential medicine pala ang tawag nila dito, So the UNICEF, the Doctors Without Borders, and the World Health Organization have declared RUTF an essential medicine. So this is to give the child the chance for the normal development of their brains and bodies and the hope for a healthy adulthood. So these organizations here, are hoping, or actually they are advocate of this essential medicine already, which is RUTF, and they are hoping that all over the world, or all malnourished, all the world's malnourished children have access to this revolutionary treatment. Actually, class, isa ito sa mga component ng RA 1148, Kasi class, unfortunately, we do not have plants of RUTF. So hindi ito na manufacture dito sa ating country. Before we only depends on the donations, of the non-government organization from other countries, from religious groups, of other countries. But because of the effectivity of this essential medicine or RUTF, the government included this in the RA 1148. So meaning to say, they allotted a budget for RUTF. So meron na tayong supply nito sa ating mga public hospitals. So exclusively given lang for those severe, chronic, and acute malnutrition, like kwashiorkor and marasmus. So meron na tayong supply na, bumibili na tayo nito from other countries. But sana later on in the future, we could have our own RUTF plants, or we could manufacture this RUTF here in the country. So at least we will no longer buy this from other countries to lessen our budget. Okay, according also to the World Health Organization, this will also lessen the prevalence of or reduce the prevalence of malnutrition in the country. So that is why siguro the President Duterte really include this in the plans, the PPAN, Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition up to 2025. Okay, so I hope you will know now how many RUTF packets you will give according to the actual weight and the nutritional status using DON, degree of nutrition. Please be familiar with the percentage and the degree of nutrition. Okay. So we're done here, I think, So sa kwashiorkor naman, although hindi siya kasali sa ating laboratory, 3 phases kasi ang marasmus, So ang marasmus, mas severe siya compared to kwashiorkor. Kasi ang kwashiorkor is acute type. Marasmus is chronic type, Okay, paano ba siya, ano bang meal management or dietary management of marasmus. So there are 3 phases of management: the initial, rehabilitation, and follow-up. During the initial and rehabilitation, yung mga trained caregiver lang or parents or watcher ang pwedeng magbigay ng pagkain sa bata. Trained, no? Nurses, yung trained dietitian for this particular issue, no? Doctors, no, are only allowed for the initial and rehabilitation period. For follow-up, we can all, even though we're not trained for this, but we could intervene, or we could give our, we could plan a diet for them, no? Because during the follow-up, they will be given general diet or routine hospital diet. So pwede na tayong sumali dito. So pwede na tayong magplano ng meal ng marasmus or marasmic child during the follow-up stage. But during the initial and rehabilitation, only yung mga na-trained for this lang. Why? Because there is intensive feeding. So ano man naman yung intensive feeding, ang dami kasing gagawin, no? So reintroduction to food should be gradual. So reintroduction, meaning to say, from long time period absence of enough supply of food, we will introduce again, no, supplies or adequate supplies of food in a gradual phase. So these are the reasons why we should give it in a gradual phase, no? To allow time to reverse adaptation to starvation. Because pancreatic digestive enzymes are low, for quite period of time, hindi na sanay yung pancreas na mag-produce ng enzyme kasi walang kinakain. Because glucokinase levels are low, of course, the liver, no, sanay na hindi nagko-convert ng carbohydrates or glycogen to glucose kasi nga wala siyang storage form of carbohydrates kasi very thin, parang ano siya, butot balat, no fats nga siya, very thin fats under the skin, no? So how much more the muscle? So more or less, wala nga siyang glycogen store siguro, no? Kaya there is no glucokinase. Because hemoglobin levels are low, of course, wala nga kinakain, no? Starvation, no? There is starvation in marasmus. Then the carbohydrates is as low as 40% or below of DER. No? And then there is also the introduction of RUTF. So kaya very intensive ang kanyang care, no? Nutritional care, nursing and nutritional care. During the follow-up kasi, pwede na tayo mag-compute ng kanyang diet, o pwede na siya ng 24 to 30 kcal per ounce, no? Okay, so madali na lang siya. So pwede nang ibigay sa atin ang pagpaplano ng meals here. Okay, any questions before we will proceed to teenagers? Okay, I think there's none. So we will go now to the topic teenagers. If we could not finish it